Hey guys, I'm Ankita. Welcome to Mastering Organic Chemistry with Ankita. And today we'll be learning how to name the unsaturated substituents. So let's get started and let's get on with the video.
Before starting with this topic, let's look at the last question of the previous lecture that I'd asked you all to attempt once by yourselves. So guys, we can see here that we have two double bonds and we have a few substituents that we will come upon once we decide our principal carbon chain. So how we decide the principal carbon chain for this compound, guys? We know that this consists of two double bonds and we know of the rule that the principal carbon chain should consist of the maximum number of multiple bonds, irrespective of it following the longest chain rule or not. Even if it violates the longest chain rule, the principal bond must consist of the maximum number of multiple bonds. So according to that, guys, we know that this will be our principal carbon chain because it consists of two double bonds in it. So these are our substituents, a bromo group, a methyl group, and another side chain. So now we have to decide whether to start the numbering of this very compound from the left hand side or the right hand side. So let's look at the lowest set of locant rule for that. So we have locants as 1, 3, 4 and 5 from the left. And we have our locants as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 from the right. So we know that whichever is going to give us on the point of difference, whichever will be the minimum locant, we'll start our numbering from that very side. So here after 1 we are getting 3 from the left, whereas here after 1 we are getting 2 as the locant from the right. So we'll go with the minimum point of difference, that is from the right hand side. Therefore we'll start our numbering from the right and not the left. So the compound will have numbering in this order and we'll have our substituents and the side chain named in this very order, guys. So therefore let's come to the name of this compound now. So we are going to have 4 bromo 2 1, 2 dimethyl propyl, because in this side chain it is a 3 carbon principal chain for the side chain and there are methyl groups on the first and the second carbon. This, guys, we have chosen as our first carbon because it is the free valent carbon that is attached to the principal carbon chain. Therefore, how we are going to name it as 2. Then open the bracket. Then, because it's on the second carbon, the side chain is on the second carbon of the principal carbon chain. Therefore, you have to start with 2. Then open the bracket. Then 1, 2 dimethyl propyl. Then 3 methyl hexa 1, 5 diene. That's the name of this compound, guys. Let's go through it again. 4 bromo, because fourth locant from the right is given to this bromine atom. So now 4 bromo 2. Then open the bracket. 1, 2 dimethyl propyl. 3 methyl hexa 1, 5 diene. That's the name of this compound, guys. This is the name of the compound. So now we're coming to the new topic, that is how to name unsaturated substituents. So guys, whenever you see an alkene or alkyne and you want to turn it into an unsaturated substituent, so basically what you will do is that you will subtract a hydrogen atom from their chemical formula and you're going to get your alkenyl or alkynyl. That's going to be the name of the unsaturated substituent. And if you see some compound which has a molecular formula similar to that of an alkene or an alkyne, just the difference is in the number of hydrogen atoms. There is one less hydrogen atom in the formula. Then you will have to understand that this is nothing but the unsaturated substituent. So an example here we have of this substituent, which is going to have the formula C2H3. If it would have been C2H4, then it would have been ethene. But now since one hydrogen atom is less in this very formula, so it is our unsaturated substituent and which we are going to attach to the principal carbon chain, whatever it might be. So it's going to be ethenyl. To the name of the normal unsaturated hydrocarbon, you are just removing the E and replacing it with YL. So it's basically ethenyl or vinyl. Vinyl is the common name for this very substituent, guys. The same we can see for this substituent, that its chemical formula is C3H5, whereas it would have been C3H6, so it would have been propene. So now we have subtracted one hydrogen atom from this very formula. So therefore now it is a substituent, an unsaturated substituent. So we are going to replace the E of the propene at the end of propene with a YL, and we are going to get propenyl, where this is our free valent carbon, which always gets number 1 locant. Now in this case, guys, we can see that the double bond is at a distance from the free valent carbon. It's not on the free valent carbon, it's on the second carbon, the double bond here. So therefore it's not going to be propenyl, but it's going to be 2-propenyl. Okay guys, that's how we're going to call this very substituent as 2-propenyl or allyl, ALLYL. That's the common name of this kind of a substituent. Then here we have a methyl group attached to the third carbon from the free valent carbon side. So therefore it's going to be 3-methyl 2-butynyl, because it's a 4-carbon chain and it has the double bond at the second carbon from the free valent carbon, and there's one hydrogen missing, that is over here. So therefore it's going to have a YL at the end, and that's going to replace our E here. So the name of this compound is 3-methyl 2-butynyl. So guys, what do we call our substituent when it is attached to the principal carbon chain via a double bond only? Like it is not having a double bond within it, but it is attached to the principal carbon chain only via a double bond. Then we will call it alkylidene. This is how we will name such a substituent, guys, in which the free valent carbon and the carbon of the principal carbon chain are only attached via a double bond. So we call it alkylidene. For example, here guys, we have ethylidene, because the free valent carbon only will be attached to the principal carbon with the carbon of the principal carbon chain with a double bond. And it has 2 carbon atoms, so it is ethylidene. For 3 carbon atoms, it is propylidene. But there is one exception to this rule, guys, that when you have 1 carbon atom which is attached to the principal carbon chain via a double bond, you don't call it methylidene, you call it methylene. That's how you call this kind of a 1 carbon atom that is attached to the principal carbon chain's carbon atom with a double bond. Then it's not methylidene, but methylene. Always remember that, guys. And when you remove your hydrogen atom from both the adjacent carbon atoms, that simultaneously you're removing both hydrogen atoms from both the carbon atoms that are adjacent to each other, then what will you call such a substituent? Such a substituent will be called alkylene. Here guys, that's what it will be called. An example for this we have here is that ethylene we can see. We can see that 2 hydrogen atoms have been removed from both the adjacent carbon atoms. Such a substituent will be called ethylene. So guys, we name our unsaturated substituents having triple bond between them also in the similar manner. For here we have C2H as the formula for this compound, but it would have been C2H2, and we have just removed 1 hydrogen atom from this very formula of C2H2, which would have given us ethine. So basically we are going to remove the E at the end of ethine and we're going to replace it with YL, and we get our substituent, which is called ethinyl. The same goes for a 3 carbon unsaturated substituent having a triple bond. Because the triple bond is at the free valent carbon, it is called 1-propionyl. And in such a case where the free valent carbon is not having the triple bond, but the second carbon from the free valent carbon is having the triple bond, then we'll call it 2-propionyl or propargyl. That's the common name for such a substituent. So guys, let's try this very question we have over here. So now we know that we have to choose that chain as our principal carbon chain, whichever has the maximum number of multiple bonds. So we could have chosen this also as our principal carbon chain, as it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms. Or we can also select this as our principal carbon chain. So which one will we select as our principal carbon chain? Now since in both cases we're getting 2 double bonds only in the principal carbon chain, therefore we'll also try to see whichever is having the longest chain, or whichever is having the maximum number of carbon atoms in the principal carbon chain, which is only in this case, guys, we have 6 carbon atoms in the principal carbon chain and also 2 double bonds here. So therefore this is our principal carbon chain and this is our substituent. So we just now we saw that whenever the substituent is attached via a double bond, we name it in a very different kind of a manner, and it's just one carbon substituent here. So now there is going to be an exception that you have to remember for this. So this will be called methylene, guys. So now let's see which side will we start our numbering from, whether from the left or the right. It is easy to, make out from the very figure that we have the locants as 1 and 4 in this case from the left when we start our numbering, and we have 1 and 3 when we start our numbering from the right. So since we're getting a lower locant from the right, we'll start our numbering from the right. So the name of this compound, guys, will be 3-methylene hexa 1,5 diene. That's the name of this compound.
So guys, I hope that with the help of this lecture, you will be able to name all the unsaturated substituents with ease and accuracy, and I will be coming up with more lectures shortly. Until then, keep practicing. Happy learning. Bye-bye.